My name is Michael Fowler, in charge of the partner growth over here. I've been coming to CloudFest for a very long time. We all know that we do work hard and play hard over here, so I'm hoping that my discussion today will be interesting for you. So the AI wave that we're currently all living in right now, I mean, we all know that it's absolutely crazy the amount of content that AI is generating. 74% of web pages essentially being these content generated sites, and over 20 million websites coming from agentic builders. Now, what I find really fascinating with these numbers is that they're always growing. And one of the most interesting things today is that 93% of these web designers are using AI tools every single month. And that is an absolutely astonishingly high number. We've got another stat there too that 54% cannot actually visually determine the difference. I can bet you that with some of the products that we're launching at the show today, like Nova, it is going to be much higher than that. Nova is incredibly exciting for us. And I think that we've gone beyond the phase of saying that, is AI just good enough? I think we have definitely reached that moment. The numbers that I just shared with you, essentially, they show us that we're going through a paradigm shift in reality. Everybody's building AI, everybody's using AI. And one of the great things that allows us to do, especially in this industry and all different levels, is allow us to really address a lot of these challenges that our end customers have. And if we're looking at agencies as well, being able to leverage AI, or even any web hosts today that are using or leveraging Do It For Me, being able to offer speed, cost efficiency, time to market, and accessibility with any of these AI builds is really, really interesting. Now, when I looked this up, I wanted to make sure that it was actually specific to the AI website builder market. We all know that companies out there like Lovable and Claude, they're reaching into the billions. But for us specifically, for websites, you're looking at a 30% CAGR over the next 10 years, which is remarkable, really. We're going through this new wave right now. We had a partner that we essentially tested Nova with, and they went through and he offered it over to his wife, and his wife started building web pages. But she started building web pages for her school. So she built a different website or a different component for every single one of the subjects that she was teaching. And what the partner came back to me and said was, Mike, for the first time, we're not actually looking at potentially winning a client and doing website to website. We're looking at an expansion in the market where anybody can go in and they can increase the footprint of the amount of sites that they have. What is different when I start talking about AI is we've all used ChatGPT now, where you can go in and you can pose a question and you have to do it again and again. But what we're really talking about today with Nova is agentic AI. Agentic is when it can actually go through and from simple language, it can construct the entire aspect of what you're looking to build. So that could be, I'm looking for a flower shop based out in Brazil, builds out the entire thing, pulls in the content, generates the images, optimizes for SEO, and all from that one simple little prompt. Now, where we go even a step further is when we can actually enhance it with e-commerce, enhance it with some additional layers like to add Google authentication. You could do that by simply asking it. If you would like to build out an entire backend database for inventory management, you can do this. This is not a website builder, let me rehash a couple of pages. It's full agentic. And when we do look at the traditional website building process, if anybody here has offered it, you know that in the traditional sense, we get a lot of churn. Customers can come through the process, they start halfway, they stop, they say, I'll come back to that, I'll finish that. And without a doubt, we're not getting the full conversions of those. In the same light, if you're essentially going to be building that out, you may have to charge your end customer $3,000, $15,000. because it takes a lot of time. You could be doing it for 6 weeks. You could be spending all of the hours. You have to charge them per hour. And if you were to just take that into account, agencies are there and in turn not making as high margins as you think, because there's countless iterations that come back. There's management of that process and very time consuming. With the agentic building, what we're proposing is that an agency or even a designer would be able to increase their throughput. So WebPros that are doing the do it for me, they would be able to take the exact same team that they have today and be able to expand and offer more. In the same light, the end customers would be able to get a better process as well. If you can offer them a solution of a fully branded, customized website with a 2-day turnaround time, I think that's more valuable to them than having to wait 4 to 6 weeks. So this is exactly where we were talking about. So this is where the agencies can be more productive. We're not saying that we're getting rid of the designers. We're saying that they would be able to leverage these additional tool sets to be able to optimize and grow the business lines. Now, for us, Nova is our agentic building platform. This is what we have that is partner ready, and it's for partners first. Just like my prior colleague was talking about, we have two different go-to-markets, if you will. We have the option where it can be fully hosted and managed on our entire platform, or we have the alternative where you could host it as well on your front end, with the database as well being hosted within the cloud. Now, the way that Nova works is very much what everybody's getting used to today when they're looking at using ChatGPT or even asking any kind of prompts. They go ahead, they describe their idea, simple language, if you will, builds it all out, and it's fully responsive. It's mobile friendly straight off the bat, and it can also be SEO friendly as well. What we've been able to do too is that once you do publish a domain, it will then be able to publish directly through to your cPanel system. If your customer already has domains with your cPanel account today, they will be able to select their domain and provision it directly through to their domain. What we did when we were building out a few examples, we actually did quite an interesting thing. We had an employee hackathon. And if anybody is interested in picking up Nova, come and speak to us. We'll enable your account and you can do a hackathon within the company. And we had so many staggeringly different ideas and use cases on how everybody was actually building things. And we had a winner in the case. The winner was actually like a recipe builder. And what the person did was you just go in, you say, okay, what do you have in your fridge? You have tomatoes, you have cheese, you have pasta. And then it gave you a couple of options of what to build. And it did that by leveraging the database, using agentic skills, and it was just natural language to build that. So we're not even saying that this is a website builder. You can build applications, any applications, and for anyone. The other great examples we have is like arcade games or anything like that. I think that's quite fun too, but it's not just a simple website builder. It doesn't live within the constructs of a template. So in terms of our revenue streams that we foresee for this, we have the straight builder plans where you would be able to come, you can get them over different sets. We have an entry-level package which offers a couple of prompts for free. If you were to think here about customer acquisition or even the buyer flow that you have today, where end customers are coming through, they're selecting a domain, we could take that domain information, provide them a proposed solution for what their website may look like, and then offer a very quick turnkey offering where they could go from domain to publishing within a few minutes. Another option too is if you already have hosting plans today, you could look at incorporating these plans within any of your offerings and then build it out. A unique aspect too that I don't see anybody at this show really talking about is application hosting. So we know that there's a lot of builders out there like Replit or any others. And I actually saw an interesting tweet too, where anybody or able to go now to any of these other building companies, but nobody's really standing out within the crowd of being the true source or source where somebody can come and actually host those additional apps. So I do see that as a different gap in the marketplace where you could come out and you could offer this kind of AI application hosting for anybody who's building outside of your platform and allow them to come in and host with you. And then in addition, offer a service as well where you can offer the ability for them to create their on your platform. So I think that's a good use case too. The quote down there, we all know Wix. So Wix acquired a company called Base 44. Base 44 in their Q3 results said that they envision that the app development market is going to be significantly larger than website building. The app development. So that is agentic building to a T, where you can come in, it's not just a website, you're building out the full back end. Now, in terms of growth within the market, we've seen some staggering numbers. Hostinger just launched out Horizons about a year ago, already 1 million users. So I think that we can say that if we're looking at numbers like this, you need to get into the space now. You shouldn't be waiting for another 12 to 18 months. Really, these customers are looking to move and they're making their decisions today. Now, how do we differentiate ourselves from Wix or from Lovable? Lovable is essentially siloed in within their own base case. If you were to go to Lovable, they're a $300 million business right now. They just grew by $100 million in 1 month, but they're siloed. Your customers won't be able to essentially migrate out. What we're proposing with Nova is that you would be able to build with us. You would be able to have these websites. You can host them on your infrastructure, and you can even leverage WebPros Cloud to have everything sort of managed on our side too. So you've got options there. White label functionality. We've just had our first partner launch with Nova today, about an hour ago. So we're pretty excited about that. Everybody's been rushing around watching them go live. But full white label functionality. So if anybody wants to go and see it, they can go to hosting.com. They can go see it live and essentially play with it there. Revenue generation too. So with us, our price points are very compelling. We have a free plan to allow you to build out customer acquisition. And then we also have our entry tier package, which is $4.99, and then allowing you to add great margins. When you're looking at the price points out there within the space, Lovable starting at around about $25. You're looking at Hostinger, they're at like $13.99 or $9.99, depending on the promo. So you do have good revenue there too. Now, we've touched on this again, and we've touched on this a lot, but we do differentiate ourselves from any of the other website builders in being able to full agentic backend systems. Again, portals, dashboards, anything that you would like. The next one that I have here is pretty slick. What we essentially have is we have video generation too. So not only will you be able to come in and leverage the best of breed tools as in Banana, Rama, whatever it is for images, but you can now also generate videos for your sites as well. And I think that if you're going to be generating these videos within the headers for your clients, I think you're going to see a huge success rate on that. Okay, so it's available today. If you wanted to come through and you essentially wanted to pick it up, it's got API fully available for anyone. It's fully hosted, fully scalable. We have branding. If you wanted to go and see hosting.com, you can see that fully white labeled throughout the system. And we're very excited about our agentic builder. The next piece of the puzzle too is we're actually going to be building this within WordPress. If anybody would like to see a demo of it today, is building straight in Gutenberg, and it's available to come and demo. We should be able to have Nova available within WordPress and WP squared in about 30 days. That's it. Thank you.